Hi, it's Joy, and today you're watching The Bad Batch, Season 2, Episode 3, The Solitary Clone. I am excited to see where our little family, what they're up to this week. A reminder that you can find the unedited version of this reaction on my Patreon 2 weeks in advance, the edited version 1 week in advance, and let's go. What is happening?
I am Tawny Ames, Governor of Desix. State your business here.
I am here to relieve you of your title, Mistress Ames, by order of the Galactic Empire.
With 6 stormtroopers.
As I have told you.
Rejected.
How disappointing.
Just an old separatist planet. Roger Rogers?
I have a message for your empire.
I'm afraid the Empire will come back, though I suppose if this one planet can prove to be enough of a threat, they might leave them in peace.
How long were you left stranded on that Kaminoan platform before being recovered?
32 rotations.
How the fuck is he alive? Did he go fishing?
Left for dead, and yet you still came back. Why?
I'm a soldier of the Empire.
Pathetic little man, that's why.
Your
A lost
loyalty and
cause.
determination are commendable. Demanding Desix be recognized as an independent planet.
Empire can't have that.
But Commander Cody, I
Cody.
didn't recognize you.
Rumors are more and more clones have been questioning the order.
The ship is waning.
Then
Separatist insurgents, armed with a battalion of battle droids, have seized the city and taken Governor Grutton hostage.
Battle droids?
Yes.
Didn't they receive the shutdown order?
Separatist insurgents on their own planet with their presumably democratically elected, or at the very least people who are okay with elected government. Definitely insurgents. They do have Roger Rogers, and that makes me happy. So I, you know, could they reprogram them to make them competent?
Release me this instant!
Negative. The governor said to keep a close eye on you.
I am the legitimate governor of Desix, you scrap heap!
Rude.
you'll have your freedom. Once
My
we
Rogers, I love them.
Dooku was right in the end. He knew the Republic was corrupt, that it would collapse and become something worse.
But Dooku was using you with the dude that was using the Republic. They played everybody.
You lost that war. You will lose this as well.
So did the Republic. It lost the war too. Look at the beautiful Rogers. Sorry, I genuinely miss them, so I'm a bit emotional about seeing all of these Roger Rogers running around. And this time, you know, they're anti-Empire, so they're on my side, and it's beautiful. Look at them! That was so cute! I'm sorry, I'm rational, it's fine.
We found the shuttle. There are no survivors.
These do seem like more competent Roger Rogers. My heart is actually a little bit broken. Because he said Roger and they were so happy.
I'll draw their fire while you move into position.
I'm not looking forward to watching Crosshair and Cody slaughter my friendly Roger Rogers. If only they got him. Avenge your brothers! Avenge them, I say! I don't know if I'm supposed to be rooting for the Roger Rogers. Like, if Cody and the other clones still have their chips, I don't blame them. Crosshair, on the other hand. It's very tragic. People just staying indoors.
We're here to help.
I don't think the people want your empire, you stupid. Just go to get all your troops to a central location that forced them to go through or something. It's so interesting that the Roger Rogers can go through the force field. Is this really going to be a Just Crosshair episode? I'll take it because I get to see my Roger Rogers, even if I'm watching them be brutally slaughtered. And it is nice to see Cody again, even if it's tragic to see him with a chip in his head. You should have just brought all your forces into the tower. You know they're going to want to come through them to get to you. Get him! Yes, get him! Not him. Cody, you didn't need to do that. And another planet will fall to Imperial rule. Cody! That is uncalled for.
Your forces are the only threat to my people.
We are not the enemy.
The clones
The
are
Empire
chip
seeks to
people
establish peace and order throughout the galaxy.
with violence and fear.
Resolve this without more bloodshed.
No, you can't. Maybe for your planet you can by just submitting, but in the long run that's going to be even more
Do
bloodshed.
this for your people.
But at this point, he's dead and you're dead. Like, if you kill him, he's dead, and if you don't, you're dead.
Sir, I promised a peaceful...
You did, I didn't. Now execute her.
Shoot him, lady. I mean, don't necessarily, but he's defenseless.
So much for peace.
But it would have ended that way even if she had killed him.
I gave you an order. Follow it.
Has Cody's
Face the
chip broken?
consequences for
I despair of Crosshair. Like, he doesn't have a chip in his head controlling him. He's just a psychopath, a sociopath, an evil person who's making choices
Put her
that are
body in the
evil.
square. Let it be a warning to the rest of them.
Yeah, there's people you're helping. Cody, escape! Make this be the last atrocity you're part of for the Empire. I can't remember, for the life of me, who the clone was that was with Rex in Rebels. Like, I know it was Gregor, and I can't remember if it was Cody or if it was somebody else. Like, if this whole episode I should have been like, yeah, Cody's gonna escape, or not. And they really said to them, we're here to help you. Honestly, watching these shows about the beginning of the oppression of the Empire, of this far-right fascist, it's really hard to watch in 2023 when there are signs of it happening in the real world, in the UK and the US. And everyone's eyes are closed. It's not what you want. This was an Omegaless episode, and then I had to
Tell
watch
me
Roger Rogers be
something.
slaughtered.
Are we making the galaxy better?
We're soldiers.
Crosshair doesn't
We
care.
do what needs to be done.
He's a soulless
You
automaton.
know it makes us
He's more
different
soulless than
from
the Rogers.
androids?
Nothing in
We
Crosshair's
make
case.
our own decisions.
Crosshair
Our own
doesn't.
choices. We have to live with them too.
You do have a lot to live with, Cody, but some of it was the chip's fault. You might as well start saying Roger Roger, that's how you're acting.
It appears he has gone AWOL.
Good on you, Cody.
Clone?
Crosshair, the Empire views you as dirt under their shoe that they can use for a purpose. That is literally all they view you as. They're not going to give you glory, they're not going to give you power, you're just a soulless you're worse than a battle droid because you're not actually soulless, you have choices. Is he starting to wonder if he's on the wrong fucking side of this? Because, whoa, who'd have thought? Okay, so this is not going to be one of my favourite episodes because it's entirely about Crosshair, who is a fairly detestable character at this point, and the choices he continues to make, I genuinely don't think he is redeemable from. But it was what I loved about the episode, even though it's like probably going to be my least favourite, or one of my least favourite, I was going to say Clone Wars, because Solitary Clones are the title, and the Roger Rogers, one of my least favourite Bad Batch episodes. I still did really enjoy it, but I love a Roger Roger, you know me. And so seeing the Roger Rogers and actually getting to root for the Roger Rogers was lovely, even though of course I was rooting for them as they were brutally massacred to a man. And obviously it was hard to watch another planet's brief gasp for freedom evaporate. So yes, I also love seeing Cody. And, you know, we kind of picked up on a few different times that there were clones who were questioning their orders. At the beginning of the episode, when Cody was like, good soldiers follow orders, right? He didn't sound completely convinced, but I was like, I can't trust right now. He's still going to another planet, telling, I think it was him, it might have been a different clone, telling terrified civilians, we're here to help you. as you invade their planet. Like it was a lot. But seeing him reach breaking point, the chip waning enough that he was able to look at what was happening and realize he did not want this. This was not who he was and what he had fought for. As they regain more of themselves, the surviving clones, the ones in particular who were close to Jedi, they weren't just, rank and file fighting in missions. They maybe saw a Jedi a few times. The ones that, like Cody, that were friends with Jedi. How did they live with themselves, looking back and realizing that one day they just turned and just slaughtered someone they loved, they cared about, they worked with, they fought side by side? Obviously, it's not their fault. It is something outside of their control. But brutal. It's just so brutal. Every aspect of these clones' lives is brutal. From the fact that they don't have a choice, they're just forced to fight. They're like literally bred with no other options in mind. And then Order 66 and the chips in their brain was even worse. So I'm glad Cody escaped. I was halfway through, I was like, wait, was he the third one with Rex on that planet? But regardless, Cody is free. That is the last atrocity he'll be part of for the Empire. He is making his own choices once he fully got control of his mind back, enough to be able to make his own choices. Crosshair, on the flip side, is making his own choices, and his own choices are, I wish to be a cog in a machine that murders people. And I don't find him interesting. I don't care. What could be interesting is if he regrets his decision, if he decides he doesn't want to work for the Empire anymore, if he decides that he wants to try and rejoin his brothers or do something different. But at this point, he's burnt bridges. Like, even if they took him back, I wouldn't be okay with them taking him back because of the actions he has done. The innocent people he has killed of his own volition, and not because there was a chip in his brain making him do it. I don't like him, and while I think it would be good to have a plotline where he broke away from the Empire and he maybe helped protect them from the Empire or something, it kind of is one of those plotlines that the only satisfying thing would be for him to like lose his life in the process. I don't want him to die, but just because I don't think he deserves a, oh, never mind, mate, pat on the back, all's good. Like, you can say, oh, it's his nature, it's how he was raised, but he's still a human making choices, and those choices are shit. So yeah, this was a very interesting episode. I love my Roger Rogers, I love Cody. A reminder that you can find the unedited version of this reaction on my Patreon 2 weeks in advance, the edited version 1 week in advance, and thank you so much for watching.